You know that feeling, right? When it feels like you're fighting a battle inside your own head, a constant stream of thoughts and worries and distractions just pulling you in 100 different directions? It feels like such a modern problem, doesn't it? But what if the most practical solution actually comes from a conversation that happened thousands of years ago? Well, today we're going to dive into some incredible ancient wisdom on how to tame the mind. It really all starts with this one fundamental question. I mean, whether you're trying to focus at work or just trying to fall asleep at night, we've all felt this struggle. Why is our own mind, the very thing that is most us, so unbelievably hard to get a handle on? And the amazing thing is, we are not the first people to ask this. The Bhagavad Gita, one of the world's most profound philosophical texts, tackles this exact problem head-on. And the solution it offers? Well, it's just as relevant and practical today as it was all those thousands of years ago. Okay, so before we can even think about a solution, we have to get a really good diagnosis of the problem. So let's start by understanding the true nature of this restless mind that we're all dealing with.
The Gita gives us this brilliant analogy for the mind, a restless monkey. Just picture it. It's constantly jumping from branch to branch, from one thought to the next, never, ever still, not even for a moment. That, right there, is our mind in its natural state. Totally impulsive, chaotic, and pretty much impossible to pin down.
And this isn't just some quaint little metaphor. This exact struggle was voiced thousands of years ago, on a battlefield of all places, by a great warrior named Arjuna. In a moment of just deep crisis, he turns to his guide and charioteer, Lord Krishna, with this very frustration. I mean, just listen to those words: turbulent, strong, stubborn. It's not just restless. Arjuna is describing it as this powerful force that actively resists being controlled. It's incredible. Thousands of years ago, he perfectly captured the struggle we all feel every single day.
Now, Krishna's response here is it's incredibly profound. He doesn't jump in with a quick fix or, dismiss Arjuna's frustration. His very first move is to validate the struggle. He starts with empathy.
He says, without a doubt, you are right. The mind is difficult to control. This is so powerful. He's acknowledging that this isn't some kind of personal failing on Arjuna's part. No, it's a genuine universal challenge. We're not weak for struggling with this. We're just human.
So once he's validated that struggle, then Krishna offers a path forward. And it's not a magic trick. It's a clear, actionable, two-part strategy for anyone who wants to tame that restless mind.
So here are the two tools he gives us: abhyaas, or consistent practice, and vairaagya, which is wise detachment. Think of them like the oar and the rudder of a boat, right? One gives you the forward momentum, and the other gives you direction and stability. You absolutely need both to get where you're going, to a calm mind. All right, let's break down that first tool, abhyaas. What does consistent practice actually look like when we're talking about training the mind? So abhyaas is really the discipline of gently but persistently bringing your mind back to one single point of focus. Look, your mind is going to wander. That's just what it does. The practice isn't about stopping that from happening. It's about the simple, non-judgmental act of guiding it back again and again and again. It's like doing reps for your mental muscle. But listen, this isn't a quick fix. For this practice to really take hold, the Gita points out 3 keys. It needs a genuine, long-term commitment. It has to be an uninterrupted, dedicated effort. And you have to do it with devotion, with a sense of respect and purpose, not just, mechanically going through the motions.
Practice alone, though, is kind of like trying to row a boat that has a hole in it. You can row with all your might, but you're still taking on water. We need to patch the hole. We need to deal with what's fueling the mind's restlessness in the first place. And that is where the second tool, vairaagya, comes in. Vairagya is the wisdom of letting go. It's about recognizing that our intense attachment to outcomes, getting that promotion, owning that thing, wanting people to act a certain way, that attachment is the true root of all our mental turmoil. Now, this isn't about apathy or not caring. It's about freeing ourselves from being slaves to our own desires and expectations. So we're really presented with a clear choice here. The path of attachment is just a constant roller coaster. You've got agitation, you're chasing desires, and then there's the inevitable disappointment. But the path of detachment, where you do your absolute best, but you release your grip on the outcome,
That leads to inner peace, stability, and real freedom. So, how do we bring this all together? What does it actually look like when you start to combine this consistent practice with wise detachment in your own life?
Well, it comes down to this simple but incredibly powerful formula. Practice builds the mental strength to hold your focus. Detachment removes all that emotional turbulence that's constantly throwing you off balance. And together, they create the firm foundation for a calm, clear, and controlled mind. But ultimately, this ancient wisdom isn't just some theory to be admired. It's a call to action. So the final question is really for you. And it doesn't have to be some huge life-altering commitment. Maybe it's just 5 minutes of focused breathing. Or maybe it's consciously letting go of one small expectation today. What is one small practice you can begin right now?